What's up everyone, my name's Al from Games Europe, and today we're going to be discussing Dissolution of Eternity, the Quake 1 add-on pack, or at least one of the add-on packs. Now, this is actually part of, or this has now been ported onto the Dreamcast thanks to Ian Micheal. Will you just off? Leave me alone.
Hey, I'm here to ruin your day, Games Europe. Go yourself.
Unbelievable how they just get in the way.
What do you mean, get in the way? I come here to ruin your day, bitch. Come on, get on, talk about this damn thing.
Right, that's it. I'm warning you. Just go yourself.
Why didn't you make me, you pussy ass?
Right, that's it. Now, quick disclaimer, I haven't gone through and played the entire expansion pack. I've just done the first level, or the first two levels of episode 1 and the first two levels of episode 2, because really we just want to see how well this game runs on the Dreamcast itself. I'm sure most of you already played the actual expansion pack before, but this really is just to get a gauge of how difficult it is, controls, sounds, how well this works on the Dreamcast. Let's do it. Let's continue and let's take a look.
ADX.
So here we go. Yes, this is very much an Ian Micheal product. Radquake 5.0 Gold Edition is being used here to help create / get this port over to the Dreamcast. Now, this isn't actually a 100% finalized version. There's still a little bit work to get it 100%, but we're certainly getting there, and you're going to see exactly what I mean by it. Now, the first thing we're met with is kind of a little scrolling thank you note. Essentially, it does show the controls, but it does also show everyone else who was involved in the Radquake engine, aka, what it really means is testing, and the actual patrons towards Ian's Patreon. So obviously you can also back that. Do make sure to do that. But here we go, straight out of the gates. This is it. This is Dissolution of Eternity, the expansion pack working on the Sega Dreamcast. Now, I really love the resolution. I actually think this is the best way to play Quake. Play it in the original way, the original style. That's absolutely me. Now, there are other ways to play Quake on the Dreamcast, but they're more polished in the sense of their updated graphics. They're kind of pushed higher in that sense, whereas for me, this is more the original style, the look that I go for. Now, one thing you'll be happy to know is it works absolutely flawlessly with keyboard and mouse. In fact, I'd actually say this is the best way to play it. Don't get me wrong, works well with the controller, but I'd say keyboard and mouse. Go put it to the way you want to play it, put up the sensitivity, whatever you want to do, but pick the way you want to play before you do jump into the game. But once you do, you're absolutely not going to regret it. Now here it is, as you get with any Quake game, or certainly with Quake 1, Quake 2, actually no, just Quake 1, you get to choose your difficulty. You've got this kind of entrance hall. We already know there's episode 1, there's episode 2, go through to the one you want, and then choose your difficulty from there. But let me tell you, if you do this any harder than easy, I think you're going to find it a challenge. Yes, the great thing is it does have VMU support, but Jesus Christ, just be careful. Now for me, this really is a hard expansion pack for the Dreamcast. You know, there's a lot of different Quake packs out there, but this really one, it does stand out to be, it's a really damn hard collection. You'll die a lot, but do get used to that, so do make sure to save when you can. So one thing you're probably going to notice is there's full CDDA audio support here. So if you want that original soundtrack for this, it's all there, and running absolutely seamlessly. That's one thing a lot of these ports never had before, but then when Ian Micheal got involved with his Radquake engine, yes, it's definitely there. As advised, yes, 100% use keyboard and mouse. Yes, I've still got the £5 sticker on there, but do play it with this. For me, it just is that much more immersive with it, and it just kind of makes sense. Now, the other thing to note is some of the aesthetics are slightly different to standard Quake. One of them actually being the nail box is actually slightly different looking. As you can see, this one's kind of got a reddish colour to it, whereas the standard one there is a little bit more a duller kind of greeny grey. So there are some subtle differences with this add-on, and it's not just the fact there's 16 new levels across 2 episodes. Yeah, there's actually some differences here in the way it looks as well. Now for me, I think the real frustrating thing about this game is just that much harder. It really feels like the game is ramped up that much in difficulty. Yes, I'm playing on easy, but is it any easier? Not really. I mean, this really is going to be a rinse and repeat activity with this one. But I do like it the fact these levels all do feel very different to each other. Well, the levels flow, but what I mean is it does feel like its own separate thing to Quake 1, which is great because the expansion pack really is meant to build on what we love from the original, but give us something slightly new. Yes, it's still getting keys, pressing buttons, collecting weapons, but yeah, it does feel different, and I like that about an expansion pack, especially this one. Like I said, the fact there really is an addition of the soundtrack here on this port, it just makes it all feel that much complete. Yes, I think every now and again there is a real slight, and I mean real slight to the point of barely noticeable, dip in the way it runs. I mean, I could be wrong, but it just, like I said, it's so damn slight that it's barely even visible. Most of you probably won't even notice. But like I said, this isn't 100% the complete version, in the sense of there is still a little bit of work to go. Ian has actually said this, so we may see another more completed version at some point. So that'll be interesting to see when it does happen, and we will take a look at it when it does, because yeah, I think this game really does deserve the love it gets, and certainly Ian's Parr.
Obviously, when it comes to things like boats, make sure they don't drive off without you. Okay, let's move on to episode 2. Is it any harder? Yeah, it's going to be damn harder, isn't it? It's going to. Let's check it out.
So here we go. This is Corridors of Time, and as I just said, this doesn't get any easier. It's still throwing everything but the kitchen sink, and maybe even the kitchen sink. Yes, it is that much damn harder.
See, now I'm already liking the theming of this one. I'll tell you why. I just like it. Kind of looks like medieval meets ancient Egypt, Rome. I don't know. Cool looking though.
So yes, it does feel like this one also kind of has a totally different theme again, which at this point made it kind of made me feel like it did split up the consistency a little, in the fact that it felt almost a little bit ancient Egypt. Yes, you got the standard collect keys and everything else again, but to me, it felt like the theming switched, and I'm not sure why that was ever a thing, but you got to remember it's an expansion pack. This is just a load of levels essentially thrown together. Well, that's how I really feel it. It seems that it really happened. But yes, again, doesn't take it away from being a decent challenge, but yes, the theming is a little bit different. But yes, I absolutely love it. You know, this really, as an expansion pack, is fantastic, and I think Ian's done a fantastic job, as he always does.
overall, yes, this is a really, really decent port of Quake 1 DOE add-on pack for the Dreamcast. It really does work down well. Yes, you can see there is some slowdown here and there, but this isn't the final product. This is still going to be optimised, and you know, I think to be fair, this is a really great port of this collection, or this expansion pack, onto the Dreamcast, thanks to Ian Micheal and his Radquake engine. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment, drop a like, and also subscribe. It's Al signing out.